we do have another little show match here between Teal, player of many names, and Mitoe, orange on Pampas CRS. So we do see the France versus Iroquois matchup, and unfortunately for you viewers right now, I really need to take a piss, so I'm probably just going to put us on Grossier mode. Bob's Mitoe's Discovery Age tactics while I go and take a leak. I'll be right back. Alright, so I am back. Let's take a look at what has gone on in this game so far. We do see both players aging up at about the same time. Not sure if DivideNConquer went with a fast age up. I wouldn't have expected him to, because he built a farm with his Travois in H1, which generally is towards more economic styles, but that was probably just for the llamas, I guess, and for the llamas. But it does seem as though he's going with the age up fast politician, now establishing control around mid-map. Just his explorer and converted guardian positioning. Mitoe keen. Oh, it might just barely miss. Scouting out that Travois positioning. Oh, and now the explorer snared and liable to go down. Oh, it's looking bad for Mitoe because he's not going to have the crucial information he wants and needs in where that Travois is going to be placed. He does know that DivideNConquer, aka Teal, did age up quickly, so he has that knowledge, and so Mitoe does have probably the awareness that some aggressive gameplay is coming in from the Iroquois player. Even if he didn't scout out all that information, he probably would have anticipated it regardless, just because of the options available to Iroquois on this map. Pampas CRS, being a no trading post map, kind of leads towards more aggressive colonial-based agents, just as there are fewer options. Double barracks going up for Mitoe. getting sieged down right away by the 5 trained tomahawks of DivideNConquer. One courier de bois getting taken down by the 4 Kanya. But the barracks I don't think is really truly liable to go down. Really at risk of it. So Mitoe is sitting on 0 resources. He does have everything penned up in the town center at the moment. It's quite favorable for DivideNConquer. 5 Expomen popping out. Mitoe actually not having sent a shipment yet. Or maybe he had sent it, but then changed his mind about what he wanted, and now it's delayed quite a bit. So we see 8 Expomen on the field. So I kind of understand why he would have wanted to delay that. He would have wanted to get town center fire on the 4 Kanya shipment in order to better safely send this 8 Expomen. Still, Mitoe is, you know, just barely going at parity with the Iroquois economy at the moment. Behind that, we'll have to see what he's able to do. How he's able to exercise a lead this game and a reversal against the Iroquois player who currently has map control. So it should be sound. You should be able to hear some of the game sounds at the very least, but I can't turn it up. Oh, already on max. I think I have to do it through Windows settings. Okay, so the game sounds should be a little bit louder now in comparison to my voice. Hopefully that's sufficient. I think Mitoe is fielding pure crossbowmen here, so complete disregard for the Kanye horsemen that are on the field. I suppose you can kind of get away with that as France with a very crossbowman heavy build order, just because, you know, he's going to have the town center fire, or Dubois fire, potential Minutemen, although he does not have the coin for Minutemen, so should it come to that, he wouldn't actually be able to call them. Still probably feeling comfortable enough to be able to kite away with his superior Expomen mass against the 4 Kanya. I still find it quite risky, as Ayana Kanya is quite a good composition colonial, especially when your opponent has no potential to mix in a cavalry unit of his own. You don't see any 700 wood, so the stable is not likely to come out here anytime soon, I would figure. There you go, here's where the engagement comes in. Oh wow, 2 getting taken down so quickly. Just getting the 3rd too, but oof, big batch of Kanya coming to reinforce, and this is DivideNConquer's time to engage. He's gonna connect with these 3 Hussar shipment. That's interesting, and getting a good choke. Just gonna, you know, just reduce the DPS of these, just the damage spread. The Kanya horsemen right here, and so many at low hit points. Just gonna get taken down really quickly. Pretty good job from Mitoe here. No more Kanya horsemen left on the field. Instead, Expomen. Oh my god, those are going to perform so well against these Iroquois units. Basically, all the Tomahawks being taken down. Only left on the field are the Ayana, which are still going to do a really good job against the Expomen, but not as much so when they're outmassed as they are now. 3 Kanya horsemen reinforcing, but not enough to really take an engagement. Really good job by Mitoe. So, you know, I do say that was a good job by Mitoe, but just taking a look at the scores, it's still very, very even. 7 a.m. is just arriving now, so we're going to see another score boost from DivideNConquer. DivideNConquer, the Iroquois player, is still a little bit ahead. So even though that engagement wasn't the best one for him, strategically this may just not be what Mitoe needs, even if he's able to play it extremely well tactically. You know, getting the excellent positioning with his Expomen, having good micro with his Expomen, 3 Hussar shipment, match the Kanya Horseman on the field. Did really well there. Great tactics, good micro, but strategically, is this enough to win the game? Some pikemen, but those are going to be very weak to the Ayana. 6 Kanya Horsemen on the field. Pikemans are connecting, but ooh, some awkward pathing. I guess there's a little bit of lag, potentially. All pikemen getting cleaned up. Now we see 4 Kanya Horsemen still left on the field. 3. Iroquois player pushing in. So while it looks okay from Mitoe at the moment, I truly don't know how long that's going to last, because at some point or another, Mitoe's going to be out of hunts. And not only is he going to be out of hunts, but the Iroquois player is going to start to stack up some pretty powerful unit upgrade shipments. He has 3 separate upgrades for his units just in the colonial age. Whereas, well, okay, the France player, he does have 3 of his own. And especially these crossbowman hit points, really good. I have one for his cavalry as well. She has none on the field, but not terribly relevant for the moment. Still, I would figure that the Iroquois player's upgrades are slightly better than the ones that the France player gets. Just because overall these Ayanas are going to perform so much better than the French crossbowmen. So the pikemen's in cover mode, trying to sponge some damage, but instead just getting slain off while 7 Kanya horsemen are still on the field. Now Mitoe's his massive hexbowmen are just completely exposed to the surrounding Kanya horsemen. We see a lot of Ayana in the back, the war chief with his crack shots, his occasional crack shots. No coin in Mitoe's coffers with which to call Minutemen. And that's a resign from Mitoe. Again, like I mentioned, even though Mitoe was able to play it well tactically and micro-wise, strategically, it wasn't enough. And it wasn't really ever going to be enough. Okay. No point delving on it too much. Oh. Even though Mitoe was able to pull off a reasonable hold, just what he did wasn't the way to win the game in this particular matchup on this particular map. I figure we'll play maybe 2 more games before locking off for the day. I'll just keep this one solo for now. Bounce after this. Shit to do the rest of my day. So yeah, I don't want to keep it too languid. We'll call it a best of 3. Oh, it could be the potential to become a play all 3 if DivideNConquer is able to get away with interesting tricks here. Using Mitoe using his native scout to pull his explorer in order to expedite the explorer's treasure gathering around the map. But I guess I should check the hunts as good practice. Good second hunt for Mitoe over here. Nice ones to extend outwards. Well, second hunt for DivideNConquer here. His extensions are going to be a little bit more precarious. There's good hunts over here and a mine. Good direction to extend outwards towards. I would say, I don't know. I would just say like this deer hunt, it being in range of the town center, is better than what DivideNConquer has. You can see this is a little bit farther out. Still, everything spawned where it needed to. So the map is fair, even if it isn't perfectly symmetrical. It's creeping from Mitoe, and that's going to yield him a 130 food treasure. What else has been picked up? DivideNConquer on that 30 coin life, picking up Mitoe's in-base beavers. But 30 coin compared to 130 food. Not quite sure what you might pick, but I know what I would. Although, pretty close to scouting an 80 food treasure, although Mitoe is definitely going to be aware of that one as well. Probably also scouted that Coureur de Bois. I'm not entirely sure he's going to want to take that quite yet. 60 food instead is in line of sight of Mitoe. Poor DivideNConquer is instead getting a 70 coin treasure. Not going to be terribly impactful the early minutes of this match. But picking up 190 food total, Mitoe, it's just, oh my lord, that is, oh god, what even to say? That's going to severely expedite his age up to the colonial. In addition, it's going to make it easier for him to get a market and gang saw afterwards. Just every build order that he could possibly do is going to be sped up by the treasures he's been able to pick up here. Even 80 food, oh my god, Mitoe, stop it. In fact, going up with 13 villagers having so much food in his bank, he's going to have a killer age 2 time. 80 food was just an FU to our teal player. It was 130 plus 60 plus 270 food. You say 210? Yeah, it's way more than that, buddy. Oh, poor Migo. Taking what would have been a fair matchup, and Mitoe's looking to put some points on the board. Can you blame him? Trading post from both players, standard fare so far. Doesn't look like an additional trading post is in the works for either player, which is smart. I would say especially from the German player side, because considering how good your opponent's discovery age was, going greedy, I feel just not going to work out. Still, to get back in this game, I think the German player is going to have to take risks somehow, some way. He's not going to win as comfortably through standard play when his opponent has gotten such a significant lead in age 1. He's going to have to do something risky and take a gamble, in my opinion, if he wants to have a better shot at coming back in this game. Opening stable, and let's look at the upgrades. A solid steel traps and placer mines for the French player. The German player doing well to scout out with his explorer. Sees 3 hussars. Not the first shipment, actually. That was actually the second shipment. That will give him some information. 5 hussars now joining the field. Honestly, I don't like Mitoe revealing his 5 hussars here. I would have rather him had, you know, just sent them like this way, rather than feel that you have 8 hussars and now Divide and Conquer has an additional, basically an additional 30 or 45 seconds to, you know, adjust his build order in order to be able to counter your 8 Hus push. Obviously, 30-45 seconds is not going to be enough to get up exactly what he needs in order to counter it, but with the barracks on the field, gathering, probably some Doppelsodners connecting, yeah, look at that, and yeah. Given Doppelsodners were probably already what was in queue for Amigo here, still, I would have preferred if Mitoe just didn't reveal his 5 hussars and had instead sent them this way and gone for a raid on this top side. That would have perhaps allowed him to engage with 2 Yulins, you know, catch 2 Yulins with his 5 hussars. He would have been forced to engage 2 Yulins with 3 hussars over here, but he still would have came away from that engagement with a little bit of a lead. So just a small tactical, hard to call it mistake, but just something I would have preferred Mitoe to have played a little bit different. 2 additional Doppelsodners being trained by Amigo, and I don't really expect him to train any more Dops or trying to distribute to age up himself. Although it's going to be important to scout out what the France player is doing, because while us viewers know that he's going up to the Fortress Age and that information is going to reveal itself to Divide and Conquer within the next 20 seconds, you know, there wasn't really a way for Divide and Conquer to know that maybe Mitoe wasn't committing to an aggressive Age 2 push. Maybe he was training Musketeers in the back, shipped 700 wood and got 20 Musketeers on the field to counter these Doppelsodners. So I would have liked if Divide and Conquer had sent like a 2 Yulin raid. Like, what he's doing right now is great. This is going to give him the information he somewhat needs. He's going to lose a Yulin for it, but you're going to see that there's Fortress Age for Mitoe, and that's going to better inform the German player that he needs to go up to Fortress Age himself, which he was already doing, but regardless. Always just a confluence of trickling information. The German player up to the Fortress Age himself. Not much in the way of infrastructure for the France player. Gone 3 Haas 700 coin. There was no 700 wood, not gathering any wood in transition either. 5 Dragoons now popping out on the field, so it's going to be a very interesting way for Mitoe to play out transition to Fortress Age. 5 Dragoons, 8 Hussars. Probably going to send 1,000 wood first, maybe? Again, you know, he's gathering purely wood, sorry, purely food, purely coin. Yeah, 1,000 wood, his next shipment gonna allow him to get what he needs. Divide and Conquer, on the other hand, he did ship 700 wood already, so he has double barracks, actually, no stable. But only just now having hit up, it's gonna make it a bit tenuous. Engaging with this early fortress pressure from the France player. In fact, a forward stable coming out for Mitoe, which is going to grant him line of sight of his forward hunt and the ability to pop out units at a crucial point. But it's also liable to go down, you know, I mean, there are Doppelsodners in the composition for Divide and Conquer at the moment. Not that they would likely be used for siege at this point in the game, but it's still interesting to note a forward stable versus a Doppelsodner start. Just in theory, that's kind of ridiculous. Mitoe now making good use of his units. having raided an early fortress, or raided, but just kind of teased the front German player's base. Now going for trading post. Trying to make up for the loss of his own trading post. German player's Doppelsodners. I suppose Doppelsodner is actually pronounced closer to Doppelsoldner? For my American tongue, Doppelsodners is just a significantly easier way to pronounce it. Oh my gosh, look at that. Getting away with the full greed, Mitoe, 1000 wood, 1000 coin. It's looking handsomely ahead to just mass up a killer number of units. And have amalgamation? No, I just placed mines. Fair enough. Here we go. Might be an engagement. Oh no. Pushed away, losing two dragoons for free. A little bit too crack on for Mitoe. A bit too adventurous, but some black riders are reinforcing the field, and I really do like the composition that DivideNConquer has. He has plenty of anti-cavalry, 7 Doppelsodners, 9 black riders. Black riders now chasing the dragoons, but I don't think this is a good engagement, honestly. I wouldn't prefer your 8 black riders to attacking this massive dragoon. But like I was saying, I do like the counter cavalry mass that German players fielding. Now even getting into snare with his Yulins, it's very, very threatening. 9 black riders connected as well, minimum being called, but you cannot engage here, Mitoe. Cannot engage. Oh my gosh, with the Doppelsodners getting the snare there. So few skirmishers on the field. The dragoons still en route to the battlefield. Now a lot of couriers taking damage. I think we've already seen 1 or 2 of them go down. One going down. Now no more skirmishers left on the field for Mitoe. There is a raid going down, but that's going to be a minimal effect at the moment. You know, he just needs to mass up, get the right timing, but oh my gosh, more skirmishers on the field, just getting slaughtered. 8 skirms reinforcing, but is it really going to be enough? This is a good positioning from Mitoe. You know, he's getting right onto the skirmishers right here. The Doppelsodners were sniped down and are out of position. Still, the Black Riders are dealing so much damage, and now Mitoe is actually, or sorry, DivideNConquer was firing down. Yeah, a little bit too big for his britches there. Mitoe. I knew E3 has. Yeah, it was a pretty good prediction from a DivideNConquer. Did it for no reason, just because I'm playing lazy. Mitoe. Now comes the wall of Mitoe messages after a loss.